according to the legendary Dolly Parton, it's hard to be a diamond in a rhinestone world. But not surprisingly, our next guest does it every single day. She is the creator and star of the Hallmark Channel original film, Christmas at Dollywood. Please welcome back our sparkly friend, Danica McKellar. Welcome, Danica.
Thank you. I feel like I should have worn sequins.
Well, you're sparkly from within, too.
Thank you.
You don't have to be wearing sequins to be sparkly in our eyes,
And the
Danica,
velvet and the whole thing. You look beautiful.
You really do.
Outfit.
You look gorgeous. You look like Christmas.
Yes,
embodied in a person. Now, listen, Dolly has given us many words to live by. She really has, but she really also gave you the inspiration to make this great movie at Dollywood, her theme park. But I want to know first, how did you make it happen? Because you really did. You created this film. Tell us.
Yes. Okay, so it all started 2 years ago when one of my books, my math books, Goodnight Numbers, got accepted into her Imagination Library. For those of you who don't know, this is an amazing charity that donates books to kids all over the world. They make low-cost versions of popular children's novels, and mine is one of them. And I was so honored. Awesome. I still have the letter from her signed from 2 years ago, framed in my office. Little did I know that 2 years later I'd be here. So about a year ago, I had been at the Washington, D.C. celebration at the Library of Congress of the Imagination Library, having given away 100 million books to kids. Wow. And I hadn't met Dolly yet. There was a cardboard cutout of her there. So I was like, oh, I almost met her. But I got back from that and had lunch with Michelle Vickery, head of programming at Hallmark Channel, of course. And she said, we want an interesting location for your Christmas movie next year. And do you have any ideas? And I was like, I mean, Dolly Parton was just on my mind. So I said, well, how about Christmas at Dollywood? And she said, we love it. And I said, should I go get a writer and come back and pitch it? And she said, yes. And we did. And here we are.
Wow. That's how it comes to be sometimes. That's incredible.
Yeah,
what a great way to do that.
And Goodnight Numbers, my book actually makes a cameo in the movie, because how could it not? And
how could it not?
And we do feature Imagination Library in the movie as well.
Can you remind us about the plot of
the
movie?
Yes. So I play Rachel, and I'm an event planner in New York City. I grew up in Tennessee, and I go home for the holidays to help put on the 30th anniversary Christmas in the Smokies at Dollywood. And that's so, the little girl. I have a daughter, and so we both go back and stay with my parents. And when I'm planning this event, I end up needing to work with this guy played by Niall Mater, who is the director of operations, and we totally clash. So he wants to do things by the book. I have these outside-the-box creative ideas, and I've got my daughter with me, and I'm all about passion. He's all business, and you know how it goes. Romantic comedies, you know how it goes. So we clash for a while, then maybe we start to fall in love. But things, of course, fall apart, and you can only guess who comes in to sort of make it all better.
Man.
The little angel herself.
Yeah.
I believe her name is Dolly.
Dolly.
We have a clip of the movie where your character Rachel meets Dolly for the very first time.
I love
this is so exciting. Take a look.
Hey, evening, Luke.
Hi, Dolly.
Now, is this?
It's Rachel.
I have heard so much about you.
Well, I've heard quite a bit about you too. Obviously, I mean, you're Dolly. You're Dolly Parton. I mean, everybody knows who you are.
Well, they better, or we'll have to close this place down. I just want to know if you're ready to do this thing.
Yes.
Well, come on, let's do it. See you later, Luke.
See ya.
Danica, that must have been, I know your love for Dolly is equal to mine, and that must have been the easiest acting gig ever. Can we take a moment and look at Danica's face again? Because I'm not sure this was acting. That was legitimate. Oh my gosh, that's Dolly Parton.
All I had to do was all I had to do was tap into when I actually met her, which was when I was recording the narration for the Imagination Library documentary, and I didn't know I was going to meet her. It was a surprise, just like that was a surprise. I was like, and I didn't know what to say. I was like, I didn't wear heels, and she was like, you're wearing heels? And I was like, no. And I looked down, and I'm standing on my toes. Like, you meet Dolly Parton, and you just freak out. So doing this scene was very eezy indeed.
What was it like working with her and just being on set with her?
She is such a professional, and she walked onto this. So we have this scene on a stage. It's in a big theater, and she walked on. She goes, "Merry Christmas, everybody!" And you're just like. She fills the room, and she fills it with joy and love. And she was such a professional. She wanted to rehearse again and again, and I loved it. She wanted to get it right. She came up with some ad-libs that we put in.
Really?
And and she was just, she was everything you want her to be and more. Whoever said never meet your idols never met Dolly Parton.
Right, isn't that
She
true?
does not disappoint.
She's magical.
A great point.
She is. She's in all her glory. It's like she's got sunbeams shooting out from behind her.
She's like a rainbow.
It could be all the sequence.
Well, there was one scene in particular, I understand, one scene in particular that really was extra special to you. One I don't think
Yes.
that you're going to forget. So tell us what scene that was and what made it so special for you.
Well, it was the first scene we shot, which was in the big theater,
Okay.
and it was this heart-to-heart. And I emailed the writer a few weeks before, and I said, can we add this one line in, because it's something I want to say to her. And it's just saying, Dolly, everything you've built, your music, Dollywood, the Imagination Library, it's so inspiring. And I was like, I want to say this to her in an eloquent way and have it be like recorded forever. And so we did. Much more eloquent than when I first actually met her in real life.
She's adorable even talking about it. You see how giddy Danica's getting talking about it?
I mean, it's like your love letter to Dolly.
That's exactly
It really
right.
Yes.
is.
No, she thanked me at the end. She said, thank you for this movie. And I said, Dolly, this is my love letter to you, to your music, to the Imagination Library. And so it's just a dream come true.
She is everything and more. And just like you mentioned, your Goodnight Numbers is in the Imagination Library, and you just released your 9th math book,
Wow.
which is Bath Time, Math Time, Shades. It's all about geometry, which is really great. Geometry was not my strong suit, so I really appreciate it.
I know. No, I'm so happy. So McKellarMath.com is all the books, and actually in December, if you go on to McKellarMath.com and you there's a way to get an autograph from me, an autograph picture when you order copies of Bath Time, Math Time, Shades.
And by the way, it makes a great gift for the holidays,
Yes.
for kids and adults who aren't great at
That's
geometry
right.
either.
Yeah, we can brush up a little bit, you and me.
So speaking of gifts, we got you we put a little basket together for you to help you
Aw.
remember those days at Dollywood.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Always commemorate Dolly herself.
Oh, my
Present that.
gosh.
There you
Linda.
go. Would you like to take a
Oh.
look at what's in there? I think you know what that is.
Oh my goodness.
That's a picture of you and Dolly.
I love this. I
From
love
the
this.
movie.
That's
I
the
love
scene.
this so much.
That's
This
the
is that
scene.
scene. This is that scene where I was just. This is probably a moment when we were rehearsing, and oh my God, I just love her. She was so sweet. She was like, "Honey, you were just so beautiful. You're the kind of beauty that you see in magazines." I was like, "Oh my
Well,
gosh."
there you go. You keep enjoying those gifts.
Show that.
Go ahead, show that picture.
She
That
says
is
this
back
all
in
the
the
time,
day.
too.
What does she
Figure out
say?
who you are, and then do it on purpose. Figure out who you are and do it on
And
purpose.
then do it on purpose,
Oh my gosh.
everybody.
I'm gonna-
Christmas at Dollywood premieres
more.
Sunday, December 8th at 8 p.m., 7 Central, of course, on Hallmark Channel. Danica, you're amazing.
Thank you, Danica.
Thank you.
And to hear more from Danica, be sure to catch her on Hallmark Channel Radio on Sirius XM Channel 70,
Yeah.
which I listen to each and every day and sing all the songs. She's going to be there tomorrow, and she's going to be sharing some of her very favorite Christmas songs, traditions, and more, including a Dolly song, right?
Yes, of course.
Of course, you couldn't
Absolutely.
let that go. It all starts tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. And if you want to start listening now, visit SiriusXM.com/Hallmark Channel for a free 3-month trial. Check it out, everybody.